I'm Danger Kid.
I'm Aiden Agro.
I'm Alexander Lee.
We are the Maine State Posse, and you are listening to
the Main Event Podcast.
Boom.
We're gonna talk about wrestling from today in the past. Johnny and Harmon are the Main Event Podcast. It's gonna be blessed.
Hey, Johnny, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, you're going to open it this time. All right. I like that.
I just figured I'd take the lead, seeing as how, I do all these interviews on my lonesome.
I know. I know, man. We got to have like a new segment called like Harmon in the Field or something. This is great. Man, I'm just going to sit back and do nothing. No, man. Once again, you knock it out of the park on a solo interview.
This one I had to work for. Last time, Briggs came to me. This time,
that's right.
I had to go to them.
Yeah. So this week on the show, we've got the Maine State Posse. Super excited to have those guys on. We had them on our last show, the old podcast we used to do, but it was kind of on the spot, and it was like after an event, after a show, and you could hear like people breaking down the ring and like all kinds of stuff in the background. But you got to go up to Bangor and hang out with the Maine State Posse.
Yes, I did.
A nice, like living room, quiet, nothing else going on. So it's got some great audio. So you got to sit down with Aiden Agro, Danger Kid, and the returning Alexander Lee. Back with the Maine State Posse. So
hosted by Alexander Lee.
Yes, yeah. You went up to Alexander Lee's place. So props to you, man, for driving up to Bangor. It was just a trip I couldn't squeeze into the schedule. But once again, Big Bad Harmon coming through. So appreciate that, my man.
I listen to audiobooks, John. That's how I do it.
Yeah, that's how you survive trips like that. Audiobooks and Red Bull.
Audiobooks and what's that? Dubstep techno that really keeps you going,
Yeah, you listen to dubstep up there? Fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice.
Some rap,
Yeah. So how'd it go, man? I mean, it sounds great.
Went good. Took a little while to get them, comfortable talking to the mics because this is their first podcast, so we're popping cherries all over the place.
Oh, I know. This is crazy.
And I think they had a good time.
Excellent.
They really opened up. They shit all over each other.
Yeah.
You can hear Danger Kid shit on Aiden Agro all night long because apparently they were together the night before, and someone may have caught the other one in the face with a knee. I mean,
oh, ouch.
This is what happens when you practice on alcohol, folks.
Oh, no. Brutal. So hopefully listeners of the podcast and, maybe not even listeners of the podcast, maybe people will come in just for the Maine State Posse. I know that they are a huge, huge hit at Limitless shows. They usually get like the biggest pop of the night. And they're just great, man. Everybody loves the Maine State Posse. We
talk about their big pops. We talk about the origins of the Maine State Posse, in relation to the uncensored video there on Limitless Unsanctioned on Limitless Wrestling's YouTube page. We talk about, what they want to do singles wise. We talk about who they think they've had their best matches with or who they want to have matches with. So it's pretty long. So we'll shut up and let you listen to it.
Yeah, buckle up, guys, and listen to this. Before we do get into it, let's get out the dirty work. A couple of plugs. You guys can find us on Podbean and iTunes. You guys can find us on the Twitter at Main Event Pod. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Main Event Pod. And a big show coming up for Wrestlers Laboratory, which Maine State Posse will be a part of. All three of them will be in attendance there at 185 Ellery Street in Brooklyn, New York. It's called One Giant Leap, and it is the pre-show for the Bounty in Kings County. That's a Battle Club Pro show. So, yeah, like we mentioned, Maine State Posse is going to be there. Danger Kid specifically will be in the main event against Mr. Grimm, Tyler Matrix, and Trevor Aon. They are going to be competing for the first ever Wrestlers Laboratory Nucleus Championship. So, Danger Kid bring that trophy home. And Aiden Agro and Alexander Lee have a match on the card as well. Josh Briggs, Sully Banger, Ken Dixon, Flip Gordon will also be in the card. He's getting terrorized by the Bullet Club currently, so maybe he'll take a break from that and go kick some ass.
They're harmless ribs, John. Harmless ribs.
Harmless ribs. So he'll be at One Giant Leap. You guys can get tickets at battleclubpro.com for the Bounty in Kings County. And if you buy those tickets, you get to go to the One Giant Leap show for free, because it is a free pre-show, August 11th. So there you go. There's that. And then Limitless Wrestling coming back to Westbrook, Maine with Nothing Gold Can Stay. This show looks to be out of this world.
Yeah. Some pretty badass matches going on.
Absolutely. Maine State Posse, again, will be on the show. They're taking on Tabernacle Team and Bucks Belmar. Let's see. We got AR Fox and Ray Phoenix versus Ace Romero and Anthony Green. Super Crazy versus JT Dunn. How nutso is that match going to be?
Maxwell Jacob Friedman versus Sammy the Death Machine Space Cat Callahan.
Oh my God. I can't wait to see Sammy Callahan. He's a guy that I've has kind of been eluding me on the on the scene. Whenever he comes here, I kind of miss that show. So I'm super excited to see him.
Maybe I could bring up to him why I paid for a Celeb VM last year and he never did one for you.
You got your money back though, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, there you go. Busy man. Busy man being the Death Machine, you know?
Yeah.
Being, what's his name on Lucha?
I can't remember.
Crane? Yeah.
Yes, Solomon Crane or...
No, it's not Solomon.
No.
Solomon Crow.
Cyrus Crane or... I don't know.
We're editing that out. Anyway, so we also got Donovan Dijak versus Josh Briggs in a battle of the skyscrapers there. Holy shit. I just want to see that stare down. Keep talking about it. It's going to be amazing.
Mr. Grimm's making an appearance.
Yeah, Mr. Grimm, John Silver, Mike Grassa.
Flip Gordon.
Flip Gordon is taking on Anthony Henry. That match just recently announced.
That match is going to be fire.
So excited to see that match. I mean, Flip's amazing, and I was so impressed.
I was impressed
with Anthony Henry last time I saw him.
Yeah.
That guy's incredible. That match is going to be a show stealer, I think, of the night. So, and who else? Luke Robinson, former Tough Enough competitor for WWE.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be on the show. He doesn't make too many appearances nowadays. A Maine native, so he'll be on the show. Also, Tyler Nitro, Cam Zagami is going to be there, I believe. So
I don't know. Is Cam going to be there?
Oh, he might not be. I know Tyler Nitro is. Definitely there. Hopefully Cam can make an appearance and Nitro can get a little revenge on him for what happened last time. So, but yeah, man, it's on the 21st of this month. It's at the Westbrook Armory in Westbrook, Maine.
Less than 100 tickets remain.
That's right. They're on sale now. limitlesswrestling.com. Go there. Buy them. We will be there. The Back Row Mafia will be there. Tons of other people. Tons of other regular fans are going to be there. Come down. We got the best crowds at Limitless, man. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Good times.
Good times.
Beer, pizza.
Beer, pizza, wrestling. It's great. That's it, man. That's it for plugs. Let's get into this interview because it's awesome and you did a hell of a job. And these guys are, just as entertaining on the mic, I think, as they are in the ring. It's fantastic. So,
so I'm going to need $20 for gas money. Thanks.
Yeah, you owe me $20, pal. Yeah. Just sell one of my mics that you have. It's fine. That'll cover it. All right. Listen up, guys. It is the Maine State Posse. Aiden Agro, Danger Kid, and Alexander Lee.
MSP.
Heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are here to take it slow. Wait for them to.
So today, sitting down with the Maine State Posse, Go ahead and introduce yourself here from left to right.
Alexander Lee.
You said left to right.
That's right to left, bro.
Is it? I
Oh
don't-
well, it's
Yo, you were just
it's
talking
his
about
left.
someone that you
It's
meant
his left,
today,
but if it were my left,
not knowing
then
their
See,
left from their
you
right.
never specified.
if you turn it around, I would be first.
I'm looking
But it's
at you.
okay.
It's my left.
Okay.
Okay, no,
Right
that's fair.
at
All
me.
right, we're just gonna shut up.
Yeah.
Go ahead and lead us off.
I already did. Already said it.
Okay,
There's already dissension in the group. All right.
I'm Danger Kid. I'm in the middle. Yeah, that's me. Hi.
I made an aggro, and I'm to the left of Danger Kid.
Depends on where you're.
It does
looking from,
depend
though.
on where you're. sitting,
Anyways, so yeah, we're the Maine State Posse. We're really fucking lame.
Yeah.
Swearing's cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is.
Because I just did it.
Say whatever you want.
Yeah,
I use that as a
that's
transitive verb most of the time.
gonna be a thing.
It's either stutter or say fuck.
Yeah. So
So the Maine State Posse. You guys are the second iteration of the Maine State Posse.
second or third? I
Are
don't really know.
we the third?
I guess. Would you be?
It's a long and complicated
It is a long- yeah,
history
long,
with the
complicated
posse.
history.
You gotta speak into this end of it.
All right.
There you go.
Am I closer and better now?
Yeah.
All right. My direction. I'm going to go with
Holding
the
it like
Sando.
the weird.
I'm going to do
Am I
what's-
coming in
I'm
clear?
trying to not get in my beard.
Speak into the head of the dick. Not the asshole.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay, so the history of the Maine State Posse.
Let's see. It's from the best that I can remember. There are people that have said that they came before us, but that is definitely not true. They're just kind of, I think, jumping on a little bit. Would be about 2006, 2007 with myself and Alexander Chamberlain, starting down in a promotion called Northeast Championship Wrestling, ran by JC Marks. And we were kind of given the name, and we ran with it, and we did a little something with it. Al then moved to Florida. I brought in a couple of people here and there, just kind of like let it keep it going. Never went anywhere else. So fast forward about
2015.
10 years
Sometime.
later, and start bringing these guys down NCW when they start out, and they were given the moniker as well. Originally, we started off as a trios for a little bit. Then I got hurt. And then I came back for a little bit, and then I had an existential crisis after existential crisis and quit because I was being a pouty bitch, and they took Maine State Posse and ran with it.
Yeah, we were still going down to NCW, making those trips even after Mr. Alexander Lee here got hurt. We didn't let that deter us. We kept going, and then eventually became time to start tagging up together everywhere else. And we asked JC for the pretty much his blessing to take that name and take it to other companies, because it had only been an NCW thing before that, I'm pretty sure, entirely.
Yep, pretty much.
Did you guys ever really bring it anywhere
yeah,
else?
not really.
We
not
had
particularly.
just debuted singles for Limitless Wrestling, and we knew that eventually we were going to be tagging, and we had no clue what to name the tag team. Like,
Yeah, we threw around a lot of
we
ideas.
threw around a lot of ideas, and I couldn't even tell you one now.
Yeah, I can't remember any of them. They all sucked.
Fleeting thoughts, but
They were bullshit.
and we had already been doing the Maine State Posse thing at NCW for a little while, and that's kind of where Danger Kid was saying we kind of asked for the blessing. It
Yeah.
was mostly because it was crunch time and we were panicking and needed a tag team name.
And I mean, you need a cool name too. You can't be running around with a lame name. It's got to be cool. Maine State Posse's pretty cool.
We really liked Maine
we
State
just
Posse.
we were
That-
sold on it.
You know,
and
we were really
we wanted
nervous to
it.
even ask about being able to use that
Yeah.
somewhere other than where the name was given to us.
No, but he was super cool
he
about
was
it.
really cool about
Well,
it.
he's super cool about everything. JC's one of the.
most laid back guys you can meet
He's the man.
until it's showtime, and then he's pulling his hair
He's
out.
stressing the fuck out.
Well,
but
that's 'cause he's trying to keep.
He's not an asshole though.
Absolutely not. He's
Like,
just stressed
Some
out.
people stress out and just get straight dickish, like
straight dickish.
straight dickish, dude. God damn it.
God
Ah,
damn
shit.
it.
There's the main
Oh,
part of
no.
our gimmick.
Uh,
Living it.
yeah, but no, JC.
Can you tell that you drove very northy way in Maine?
People talk like this down in southern Maine
Yeah,
too.
we appreciate
I
you
know.
making the drive up,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
We're in good old shit yard Bangor right now. God damn it.
Rhubarb piss capital of the world.
Oh, I want to say this before I forget about it. Funny side note, Mr. Lee, you had
Yeah.
mentioned when the Maine State Posse first got together, when it was you and Alex Chamberlain, and just to kind of unify yourself as a tag team, you guys just went and found like the hookiest,
Oh, yeah,
most
definitely.
ridiculous like Maine memorabilia that
Oh,
you
yeah.
possibly could.
Like
Good.
gas station.
Oh, gas
Yes.
station
Yeah,
t-shirts,
absolutely.
lobsters,
Exactly.
and just way life should be. All that kind of shit you would pick up for $20. That garbage you would find on every gas station for tourists.
Goddamn vacation land, I'll tell you what.
Yep.
Pick them up right down at the
And
Urban,
it's
right
funny
down the road.
because like we didn't know that.
That
But
was
we
a
had the
conversation
same
that we
idea.
never had. But
We did
that's
the same
exactly
thing.
what we did
Yeah.
when we started doing the Maine State Posse at NCW. We
Yeah.
just went to a gas station
Bought
and
some Maine
found a bunch of
shirts.
Maine shirts.
Well, I already had that tank top. Like,
Yeah,
I have that.
He
tank
did.
top
He did have a
that's
sweet
like,
Maine tank top.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
very
the
jealous of
flag.
that
It's
tank
like it
top.
actually was a flag that was cut together and sewn into a tank top. It's cool as shit.
Yeah.
I already had it, so I was like, I'm just gonna fucking wear this. I think it's cool as hell. It
We
fits.
got the flag. And
Yeah, and
It just grew.
things
Eventually
kinda-
it does.
Sometimes we did-
everything
yeah.
kind of fell into place. It's
Yeah.
really, really neat how it happened.
but eventually, and then we got the Ronald Reagan too. Our loving
Nancy.
little Bowie and Nancy,
the first couple of Maine.
power couple,
of Maine.
goals and as far as relationships go. Yeah.
Now, in the video that Limitless just put out there a little while ago,
The unsanctioned thing, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
you were getting pretty emotional about it.
Oh, I am emotional about it, man.
Yeah,
This is a passion of mine. It's not just something I'm doing for fun. I mean, when I first got into wrestling, it was to keep myself out of jail, and I've done that successfully. But now it's like something to make an evolution of that and go forward. And yeah, it's something I believe in. I believe in all three of us doing whatever we want, whatever we got to set goals for. We're going to meet. We're three of the hardest working people you'll meet. Period. That's not just wrestling. That is anything we apply ourselves to. We are three of the hardest working people you will meet.
I know, especially in Limitless, the pops you guys are getting now when you come out are
No, those two. Those two.
ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like some of the loudest of the night. most of the
Absolutely.
time. And,
it's surreal for sure.
like
I-
everybody standing up and cheering. You got a pretty good pop when you came out there.
Hey,
the
no,
last
yeah,
one.
at
Oh, yeah,
the, at
absolutely,
the
yeah.
festival. It was the first. I was like, hey, yeah, all right. Everybody doesn't hate me.
Honestly, like it still kind of chokes me up. Like, it really does. Like I just kind of have to stop there, stand in the entranceway for a second, and just like take it in and like, whoa,
Yeah,
holy fuck, like,
it's,
this is
it
real.
so feeds you too. Like, I like it. I'm getting like goose pimples right
I
now.
don't,
just
I don't
thinking
know how
about
to
it.
react to it, man. I'm just, I hear them chant, like even before our music starts, like when they know that we're coming out, I'm just like, what did I do to deserve this?
Connected.
It's great. It's a very humbling feeling.
I don't know. I think it's just because like we all we took the entire state and threw it on our backs, and we're charging straight forward. Well, at least that's what we're trying to do. That's our goal. That's what we're setting out to do, and I think we're pretty successful. Like we're really getting around, really getting our names out there, and just really trying to make statements everywhere we go. And just make sure that people remember who we are.
Well, yeah. Plus, you get the built-in, the in-state fans with Limitless bringing in tag teams from Massachusetts and Rhode
Right.
Island and stuff. But it's grown to be more than just a pop for these are the hometown guys. It's way bigger than that now.
Yeah, because these kids can hang. So that's what they're showing is that as I said in that video, we deserve to exist. Because for such a long time, deservedly, the state of Maine was looked at as a laughing stock as independent wrestling. It was fucking garbage. It was the carniest of the carnies, just the worst shit you could imagine. And people would try to go other places and get laughed right back into the state. And I'm sure people as fans, they saw that and were highly disappointed, as evidenced by the low numbers you would see in crowds and just the no commitment to any kind of product whatsoever, even though you had promotions that would last years. So, but they wouldn't ever go anywhere. They wouldn't do what Limitless has done in under two
Under two.
Yeah,
2 years.
It'll be 2 in September.
Yep.
So we're a couple months shy, but yeah, just under 2 years.
We had,
and
yeah.
I don't know, and there's a lot of good talent from Maine.
There is.
That have come out of Maine that aren't necessarily still based out of here. But
But I think like the point that I was getting at is that they were always so overshadowed by the bad reputation that preceded them and went along with them. Even if it was to no fault of their own, it was always seen as, oh, fucking somebody from Maine. Fuck. Ugh. And, you know, I heard it and was so meekish at the time and just like kind of shut down, and I would just find a couple little places that would have me, and I was like, all right, this is as far as I can go because everybody else hates me because the mantra, blah, blah, blah. So on and so forth until like this reiteration of it, and now I'm just like, fuck it, no, we deserve to belong. We're gonna do whatever it is that we need to get done, whatever we need to do to show that we deserve to be here. We deserve this platform. We deserve our adoration.
So you take it on a more give no fucks.
Oh yeah.
we don't
go
give fucks
Go anywhere
ever.
Not afraid to fucking fail anymore is what it comes down to.
And that the crowd sees that too, though. You know, you go out there, you give it, you know the old 110%. You know, and even if you lose, I mean, you guys are still getting, ovations at the end, cheers. The crowd loves you guys.
Right.
So what's coming up? You guys got the Wrestlers Laboratory show coming up
We
again.
got a lot
August.
of things going on
the month
over
of
the summer.
July is pretty jam packed. I think we only have one day out of the weekends of July that we don't have.
Yeah.
No, the only reason we're not
right.
doing anything this weekend is 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
And everything else is jam packed.
Yeah.
So we got Limitless on July 21st. It's our first official match as a trios.
Mm-hmm.
It's against Tabernacle Team and Bucks Belmar, and
So excited.
that is going to be a very interesting, intense matchup. I feel like.
Yeah, if you saw, even if the recap of the Limitless at that Biddeford show,
The Biddeford
between
Festival
those two
Fair.
and Skylar,
Locker
they were-
mess.
Delio. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm glad someone
Locker
can
mess.
pronounce it. I wasn't even gonna try. I wasn't gonna butcher it.
I knew it was complicated.
Yeah, but just
It's French. They were almost the baby faces over there, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Half the crowd was speaking French to them.
Yeah.
And they were having a conversation during the match with the fans.
Yep.
And I was
was
sitting
interesting.
with the back row mafia, and they were laughing their asses off at it.
That's who the back row mafia is. All right, now I've got names. I got faces to names now.
We need to
Yeah.
all get on board with a foreign language so we can talk all kinds of shit in a foreign language and nobody knows what
That'd be
we're
cool.
up to.
Let's make up our
Yiddish.
own language.
Yiddish.
Yes.
That'd
We'll
be
just
sick.
So you can talk shit in the locker room.
well, if we go out of state, we just talk Mainer, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody knows
we-
what the fuck we're talking about.
Oh, okay. So back on track. The shit we actually have coming up, like shit we should be putting over.
Then we got the
End of July.
Yeah, the end of July.
Yeah.
There's a 2-nighter down in Massachusetts for NCW, which we previously mentioned.
Ring of Thrones.
Ring of Thrones, where they usually have a tournament and whatnot. But
Two
this
tournaments.
year, they usually had 2 tournaments. But
Singles
this
tournament
year,
and tag.
Yeah, the singles and tag. But this year, they decided to throw a curveball, and it's going to be a trios tournament. And
Which
Well,
I mean,
look who's
Right?
in the
we're
uniform
yeah,
trio.
we're
like their
already
first poster was-
freebirding the tag titles there. We've been the tag champs for 2 months now. Now that we have that gold, we're not letting go of it. Now we're being thrown into a trios tournament. Obviously, we are the most dominant trio. Not even in that company. Just I would say within New England. Not the most, but like we are.
oh, man, we'll get there.
We are putting our names out there. Like
I'll put us to the
there isn't a
test.
huge market for trios wrestling, but we're looking to change that. So if
There
there's
will
any
be.
other
There will be.
3-person teams out there that want to step up to the Maine State Posse, they can do so after we win the
Make the
NCW
trip.
Ring of Thrones.
Make the trip to the Great North, guys.
Do it, dude. We'll be right here.
fucking ready to go, Bob. Tell you what.
Are there any trios teams you want to see at Limitless besides Tabernacle Team and Bucks Belmar?
That's a good start. We're really looking forward to that match. I really wanted to wrestle the Ugly Ducklings when they were a trios.
Agreed.
Then fucking Colby Carino. fucked himself over. I don't know. Not really going to comment on that, but I remember seeing them at a Beyond Secret show, and
we were really
amazing.
impressed. We were so impressed.
Yep.
That I feel that was one of the initial like seeds for us wanting to do trio so bad.
For me, for sure,
seeing how well that many people can work with each other.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard enough.
They were a well-oiled
really
machine.
coordinating with one partner as opposed to two partners, and it's really an avenue that we definitely wanted to explore, especially after seeing those guys do it so well.
And you got to do it with like the right people, and I feel like we, as a group, as a unit, I don't know, I feel like we got this. Like we all are very much so on the same page. We all have the same agenda, so I don't think there's any stopping us really. And people can step up and try, but I mean, good luck. That's pretty much that.
Guess U of E really wants to chat us too.
Well, they need to find a third guy.
I know.
Anybody. Doesn't matter.
What was I thinking?
We got something to prove.
Now, do you guys have like in this trio? Do you all have like a defined role for each other? Like are you the crafty veteran? You know,
I wouldn't say crafty. I would say bitter, but
definitely the vet though. Because I mean, you've been wrestling for
but like
how long? 10 years?
12?
Way too long for no one to know
when you
who
first
I am.
came back. I think on the show I kind of described it as Aiden Agro's got you're all the physical tools, athletic as hell.
I like hitting people.
He likes hitting people.
You are notorious
Stop
for
it! Don't say it.
killing people with your knee and leg in general. Fucking kicked me in the face last night.
That was your fault.
I mean, we were a little drunk. I'm
you
not
shouldn't
gonna
have
lie.
drank that much.
Fair.
You're supposed to turn, man. Turn.
I know.
And
But I mean, either way.
You bring a little bit of.
He's the Flash. DK is definitely the
the
Flash.
the unhinged version.
yeah.
Yeah. You're definitely the
He's
Spitfire.
Yeah,
you got the hair
we
to
are on the
match.
same wavelength. We
Yeah.
almost said it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty chill most of the time, but then when I get really mad about something, I'm just like, I come
You're
unglued.
just
Yeah,
your face.
you
Like
do.
I don't realize it in the moment, but like even if we are tagging, if I have to see the footage later, and just your face alone says so much that is like, yes, you are very relaxed in this setting right now. You're relaxed, you got your arms cocked back, you are just laid back. As soon as you come through that curtain, it is everything that you hate against the world.
That's
It's just
really it too.
And I wear it right
I
on
feel
your
like that goes
face,
for
and
all of us too, but especially
yeah.
like for me, like I got a ton of hate and bitterness built up in me just from life in general, not even from anything wrestling related, but wrestling is the avenue to let all that out.
And again, like
I could just beat the shit out of someone and no one's gonna stop me. Like I'm gonna get pulled off the ropes maybe, but maybe DQ'd if I take it too far, but I could just get in there and you said it best in our Fans Bring the Weapons match promo. It is a
licensed for, I don't know, I'm just going to go with what I believe in my heart, which would be a license for free assault.
yes,
And get
yeah,
paid for it.
That's pretty much what you said.
Yeah. that is seriously an avenue that
You're getting
I took.
paid to beat the shit
Legally,
out of someone
you can
and
legally
try to
commit
win.
assault.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what it
legally
is.
committing assault.
Yeah.
You sign the papers, you get waived to clear and to compete and all that, and you go out there and get out all your frustrations that you have against the world. And that's kind of the main staple.
How long did you guys not talk to each other after that match?
Oh, what? That?
The Fans Bring the Weapons
yeah.
match.
It was a minute. I think
was a while.
you started showing up to the shows, and we'd kind of, I don't know, rub shoulders or something, but there wouldn't be any
Animosity.
no
'cause I think-
confrontation.
I think there was
guess.
some commentary comments from both sides, maybe, but
Probably.
that's at most.
I think
But like I said, we're all on the same page now.
I guess
We're
I
good.
guess it was just one of those things where time heals all wounds kind of idea, and
And I think it was just kind of, I got over myself.
Respect was earned, I think.
Yeah.
I think that needed to happen.
Now you're all focused on the same goal.
Friends
Just
fight, and then then they make up.
Friends fight, and then we drink beer after.
I mean
Yeah.
I think
Isn't that what Maine people do?
Yeah.
Like they just kind of fight and
Yes.
drink and make
Yeah.
up and
That's
fight some more.
I think we all generally had the same goal from the get-go, things just kind of got skewed amongst
Yeah.
Or is it-
banter
yeah.
back and forth. I mean,
Just like I guess independent, we had the same idea, which was never discussed amongst all of us.
Whoa, goddamn.
And I'm just breaking stuff off the
left
floor.
drop
Like, don't worry
shit.
about it. Get another one.
Pick it up.
Oh, breaking remotes. Is that we all had the same ideals that we held back from each other, and it was never a conversation that there's one that we should have definitely had and saved us a lot of time and aggravation. But as soon as we realized we're all in the same place with the same mindset of we believe in the same thing with this whole entire wrestling avenue that we're taking our lives, as soon as that connect came back, we're here. This is where you're seeing right now is that what's taken as far as we can go.
Yeah.
yeah, we we got to give it to Randy Carver and Limitless Wrestling for
Absolutely.
bringing a great deal of credibility back to Maine wrestling. But
Yep.
I think us as the Maine guys, we really are striving to bring credibility back to Maine wrestlers.
I feel like us and Limitless, and we're kind of like taking the Maine, just what Maine is, and we're literally like throwing it on our backs, and we're wearing it with pride. It's like this is where we're from. We're proud to be from here. We're not ashamed of it. We're not what you used to think about Maine, what people thought about Maine wrestling for all these years. I mean, we all have pretty much matching fucking buoy tattoos.
Yeah.
MSP tattoos. Like this is
We're in
not
this for the
a
long
gimmick.
run.
Like this is our lives. Like we started it all in Maine, and that right there is kind of like a setback from the get-go.
Right, and like that is like such a thing growing up here in this state is that your first thought is I need to get away. I got to disassociate myself from Maine so much I can't be even let people know that I'm from here. So that's probably where all like our initial animosity was, that we just can't be seen as Mainers. But the further I feel like the further that we not buy in, but the further that we allow ourselves to be those Mainers, to let those aspects of our lives, the things that we grew up with, the people that we are around, the things that we've been influenced with, the better we become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wear it with honor, and it's important to us. And Limitless has done that too, you know. Pine Tree State Pro Wrestling, you know, it's just Maine's changing, and the whole wrestling scene.
I see like
within
the
it.
popularity with like Limitless 2 is filtering down to like NAWA shows, you know.
Yeah.
There's more people there now.
Absolutely.
Especially with, you know, people from Limitless coming down working NAWA shows. I
Yeah.
know you guys have all worked those shows.
Yeah,
And-
it's fantastic. Just the Geno shows alone is a different.
Those shows are fun as hell.
It's so much fun.
Those are some of my favorite shows. I mean, like,
it's a
like
freaking metal
shows
bar.
like that, like because
Yeah.
I went down to one of Sully's shows down in Providence too, and
those are awesome too.
It's kind of
wait
it's
to
really
go.
cool to watch people who aren't wrestling fans watch it and
Right.
just get a kick out of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just
It's almost like you're watching fans being made right
Yeah.
there on the spot.
Yeah, it's
You
really
are,
like-
you are though. We did that in Orono, the one where we had bands, and then wrestling is that there were people in different. They were in different social circles, but they have this common thing among them, even though they're two different mediums, is music and wrestling.
But they were brought together.
But
and
the same ideas behind that type of music, which was like that pop punk, metal kind of
yeah,
idea.
mostly
And then,
pop
like,
punk. But I mean, either
Yeah.
way, like the same ideals are there. I think for all those people, you know, kind of similar type of person to be into something like pop
Right.
punk, going to shows and stuff, or be a wrestling fan, like going to shows.
Yeah, and you could see it. I remember watching the reactions of the people that were there for. Oh God, why am I blanking on the band?
Half-Hearted Hero.
Yes, like their fans that were there specifically for them, and then there would just be something that would happen that would make them like, "Oh, hot damn!" or just like they would react and they would buy into like, "Oh, all right, cool. This is something I'm appreciating, that I'm actually here for the entire thing. It's not just like I gotta sit through
Right.
this bullshit."
It was cool. All the Too Late the Hero, the guys were there. That was awesome.
So it isn't just going to be just trios matches in Limitless now, right? I mean, you guys are going to go.
I have no idea what
Yeah,
he's playing. Like
We're really open for anything, but we definitely don't want everybody to think that we are just going to limit ourselves to trios. We are open for any challenge whenever. So if that challenge comes in the form of trios, then that's our calling. But
Trios, we all can hold our own. intervals of 2. We all tag together and rotate out and whatnot. We've already done that here and there, and are going to continue to do so. One of the other shows we got coming up, you mentioned it earlier, the Wrestlers Laboratory. We were originally, me and Aggro were supposed to go down, and then they put up this poll, basically where every person that's ever won a match at the Wrestlers Lab was thrown into this poll.
I didn't win my match at Wrestlers Lab, so I wasn't in the poll.
Because you fucking suck.
Shut up. Wow.
I won mine. I'm just kidding.
Tell me
Hey,
how you
that's
really
what you
feel.
did. You've been ragging on the poor guy
Yeah.
all day.
You were ragging.
He hang himself
rag on
earlier
shit.
in the conversation.
And you need me in the face last night. This
were-
just was happening before we were recording, so
You know
fuck
what?
you.
You know what?
Either way,
because you were
I won my match.
Your damn match.
When we were there a year ago. So I was thrown into this poll. It was open for a couple weeks, and the fans legitimately voted on it. It wasn't a work, brother, or, anything like that.
I voted in it.
I appreciate it. I don't know who you voted for.
I didn't say I
but
voted for you. I said I
I just
voted in
appreciate
it.
your participation.
You can say you voted
Appreciate
for
the
Graham. That's fine.
participation. There were a lot of votes. They had like,
I
think close
actually
to-
voted for multiple people multiple times.
Did you? Oh, you could?
oh shit.
Yeah, you can vote more than
I think
once.
if you used a different device, you could.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
a different computer. Like if you wanted a computer. and
I wasn't that
phone.
committed to
Hey,
it.
it gives people a competitive edge. If one person figures that out, then more people can figure it
I think,
out. So if you want your guy to win, then keep voting.
I did vote for you. I also
Really?
voted for Sully.
Oh, thanks, man. Love Sully.
Oh, Sully, the guy that beat me.
That's the reason why
I can't say much. We hash things out after the match.
He's-
Sully's a good guy.
He's one of my favorite
You
people.
can't stay mad at Sully.
No, I can't. He's one of my favorite guys.
I can't
So
wait to
there
meet
was
him.
like 1,500 or 2,000 votes in that actually, and like
You pulled out to a commanding lead. There
oh
at the
my
start.
god, I know. I think I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know what to make of it. I just remember like the thing went up and I posted about it or whatever, and then the response on my Facebook page, like my personal Facebook page, was just overwhelming. Like just the amount of support that people were showing and just taking the time to vote and everything. Like the next day, I like checked where the polls were at, and I was just like, I had like a 200 vote lead over
Yeah,
like
at
the
one
second
point.
place person
At one point,
out of
yeah.
like in the top 4 being voted in. This is for a fatal 4-way match to crown the first ever Nucleus champion for Wrestlers Laboratory. I don't think I mentioned that before. So like yeah, took a commanding lead right away. They closed the poll. I was still obviously in the top 4. So then I was asked if I would work twice that night, and I was like, well, I don't mind. That's fine. I've done it before. We got no issues with it. And then I threw out there, though, that we had a third Posse member, Alexander Lee.
Hello.
And then from there, he got booked, and now Lee and Aggro are teaming up to face whoever we were originally supposed to face, which
It's still a mystery because that's how they run things.
Yeah, we don't know
It's,
who's
it's
gonna be.
it's a lab thing.
Yeah.
The fatal
Super neat.
4-way, the poll that they the people that they voted in, like that's really the only match that's going to be announced because that's just how they roll. But
Right.
so now we're all going down there, and I'm hopefully going to become the first Nucleus champion. I mean, that's the goal. That's what I'm setting out to do. Really make a name for the Posse as a whole, and I'm sure these guys will do great in their match, and just we're going to take over that night. So that's a big date.
That-
We're looking
That
at
is
W's all across the board
Yeah.
for that evening in
August
Brooklyn.
11th in Brooklyn, New York. It's right before the Battle Club Pro show. Definitely pick up some tickets to that. If you get
Proudly
tickets
sponsored by the Main Event Podcast.
Oh yeah, I forgot you guys are sponsoring that show.
Right.
Yes, amazing.
Wow,
are you
organic.
going down to that?
No, my boss informed me that I cannot get the day off.
Damn, is John going?
No.
Damn, that sucks. That would have been cool having you guys there. You could have witnessed history. But I mean, either way, you get a ticket to Battle Club Pro. You get into the Wrestlers Lab, which is run the hour before the show for free. So 2 great shows for the price of 1. Come check it out if you are in the New York area, or travel for it because it's going to be awesome. British Strong Style is going to be on the Battle Club Pro show. That's
Right.
huge.
Yeah, my God. Flip
Mustache Mountain.
Flip
and-
Gordon's working both shows.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome. I mean, there's tons of reasons to come out. So definitely check out that show if you can. It's not one to miss.
Flip has become a Twitter star, obviously.
Yeah.
You seen all this stuff with the Bullet Club where they just pick on him nonstop?
It's crazy.
It's
like,
it really is.
I'm so happy
Good
for him,
for
though.
him.
He's like one of the nicest people I've ever met. And
Absolutely.
obviously extremely, extremely gifted within the ring. And I don't know, everything that's been going on for him, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
At our first Limitless show that we went to, I think it was past your bedtime, he had a new 8x10. And he pulled it out. He's like, nobody has these yet. I'm like, okay, well, John was buying one. I said, you need to put number 1 on that one. So he put 1 of 1,000. I'm like, oh, jeez, never mind.
Nice. Wow, 1,000 made all at once?
man.
High roller. I usually get like 30 made at once. Like, something like that.
Man, I was
That'll
gonna.
last us a good few months. So
I mean, we can go through it though. I mean, we can totally go through.
Actually,
1,000 in a couple
I'm just
of months.
saying, sold out of my 8x10 first. Mine was gone.
why you ripping on me today?
I'm just,
Maybe
I don't
you
know,
didn't rip on
man.
them all last
The
night?
numbers don't lie. We both had 10 to start of ourselves, and mine are gone. We still have a
you-
couple of yours.
Do we still have a couple of yours?
Yep.
I thought we sold his last solo one. And there's a couple of the two of y'all.
I think that maybe we did. But
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
either
I
way,
don't have to dig out the tote. Oh,
you got to get
dangerous
some.
merch.
We got to get you some.
I know.
Because
I
you're a
gotta-
fire crotch. Girls go for that.
Yeah,
they
dude.
like that ginginess.
Carpet matches the drapes.
Oh, God,
Oh,
that's
boy.
awful. Thanks for the visual.
Fun fact about Danger Kid, guys.
I love how
TMI.
nobody asked that question, but you
Nobody.
still,
Just offered it.
you
Just
still
threw
answered
it out there.
Thanks,
Hey,
buddy.
man. No shame
Or pride.
or pride. It's true.
Jesus.
Getting rated R here. TMI.
Are you guys going rated R too?
TVMA.
There's another one, right? Or no? Or is that Nova? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, Nova. Yeah, we're going to
Just
Nova
all over the
Promotions on July 9th.
Taking
West
on-
Warwick.
The IndyCar Mafia.
Yep, going to take their tag titles, so that'll be cool. No,
It'll be really
I love
fun,
those guys.
too.
I'm really excited for that match. We wrestled them once at Blitzkrieg Pro and really hit it off with them. And just hung out a bunch afterwards.
Buzzballs.
Buzzballs. That's all I'm
I
gonna say.
still am hoping to see you guys wrestle the Middlesex Express someday.
that
That'll-
happened.
It has happened. It was
a triple
at
threat
the
tag
Chop Shop
match.
2 for RWA.
There was a whole 20 people that saw it,
Yep.
so it
Oh,
can happen again.
True.
Yeah, it was. It was a kind of a tragedy.
It's really upsetting
was-
when not that many people get to see it, but the
Yeah.
people that did see it got a treat.
I thought it was a good match.
And
I had fun with it.
It was a very fun match.
Basically
I've
what
been
happened.
I've been down to the Chop Shop too.
the newest
I
one.
Yeah.
went, I went down for the for one of our own. For
Oh, yeah, okay, I remember that show.
Belmont.
Yep.
that show.
Yes, yes.
And there wasn't that many people there for that one either.
That's
But it
really
was,
sad.
It was a super
It's-
stacked card too.
Yeah.
But it was a Sunday.
They just
afternoon.
opened the place
Yeah.
up. It's still they're still
Kinda
getting
hard
word
to
out,
find,
so-
too.
Yeah, they're it's like, please shut the door behind you so the vagrants don't sleep in the vacant rooms.
Right. Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
It's an interesting venue location. I'm sure they're searching for their audience again because it's hard to move a venue where you've had embedded for however long that they've been.
Yeah, the
running
original
that
Chop
thing.
Shop.
they
I had
were
never
there for a
been there,
minute.
but yeah, it seemed like a pretty.
Yeah, I was pretty upset that we never got to
Ongoing
go to
place.
the original Chop Shop.
Yeah, they had a bunch of companies that ran out of there too.
Mhm.
At least like 3, I think. But yeah, so they're still building that up. But like we had that match, and basically what had happened was it was supposed to be titles versus titles, Middlesex Express versus the Heavy Hitters for both the NCW and the RWA tag team titles. And then right before that match happened, we beat the Heavy Hitters for the NCW tag team titles. So we kind of abruptly inserted ourselves into
We
that
threw
whole
a wrench
situation.
into that whole
Yeah.
scenario.
Just completely screwed that matchup. So what they did was they brought us in, and we had a triple threat match for both titles.
Both, yeah.
But how it was,
well, all
was
4. It wasn't 2. It was physically
both
it
sets,
was 4 titles.
Yeah, both sets of belts.
Yeah.
Whichever team got pinned lost their titles. So not both titles would change hands, but just one. The Heavy Hitters are already big dudes. They had a bigger dude come out, and we were just like, "Yup, we're out of here." So we left. And it was a good
I don't
matchup
even
until
know.
that point.
I don't know who that guy was, but
I
he was
don't
really
know. He
big.
came out and he double choke slammed him, and I was like, "Yo,
Yeah,
not.
I looked to see where our titles were, and I went that direction, and
grabbed
then we
him."
left.
Yeah, and we drove back to Maine.
Champions advantage. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're not dumb.
yeah.
When I'm
We might be
big guy.
stupid, but we ain't dumb.
when I'm staring at an almost 7 foot tall dude that just picked up two dudes by their necks and slammed them down
With one
With
hand.
these.
each. Yeah, I'm good. I'm realistic. I'm tiny.
We want to
I
have
understand
long
this.
careers.
Yes, and keep our belts, and we did.
Absolutely.
So
We did.
that's what matters.
Who was this giant man?
I still don't know.
I-
I don't know who it was.
I'd have to,
Literally, yeah.
We'd have
It's
to
just
look him
some
up.
big. I literally don't know. I wish I could have a name to throw out for you, but I don't. Some big,
brother.
dude.
Let's go with that.
We're gonna call him Big Brother.
Big Brother
Yeah, when I went down to the
Gigantor.
chop shop, I saw Briggs versus Malonis.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was
That would be
pretty good.
fun. Yeah.
I bet.
And then Davien got involved, and
Oh
then,
really?
Briggs, he's so much fun.
the kid there.
Todd Harris?
No. He was just on the
Avery?
Yeah, Avery.
Yeah,
Avery came
okay.
in and got
Literal
Davien
kid.
out of the way, and then Malonis picked Avery up by his neck, got him in the ring, put him up for a power bomb, and Avery gave him a Hurricane Rana.
Nice. That's
And
awesome.
Briggs came over for the pin after that, so it was
He pinned him off a Hurricane. What?
off Avery's Hurricane Rana.
That's amazing.
Avery must never miss leg day.
Ever.
If he could pull Malonis down. Wow.
That's incredible.
Good for him.
I love wrestling. I wish I could have seen that.
I heard that wrong at first, and I was thinking Briggsy threw a Udon Rana on Malonis, and my mind was just exploding with that image. That would have been. I'm
That would've
living
been
for the
pretty
day now to
awesome.
see Josh Briggs throw a Hurricane Rana. I'm
I
throwing
bet he
that out
could do
there.
it.
Briggs, you hearing
Keith
this?
Lee did it. I saw Keith Lee do it.
Yeah.
So I bet Briggs could
Briggs
do
could
it.
do it. Briggs is really, really talented. He's really athletic, and he's gonna go places.
Yeah.
And he's
He's making moves quick too.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
it's insane. He had an ROH dark match like last
With
week.
I thought it was the
Keenan
prospects
Zagami.
there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Wasn't
Yep.
the prospect tournament or nothing?
No,
Nope,
no,
no,
it
dark
was, it was
match.
just
Oh,
a,
it was
it
a
was
straight up dark
It was
match.
a dark match.
All right, maybe it's just me willful thinking. Hey, prospect tournament, throw in Briggs.
Good for Briggs and King.
I could see it though. Maybe next year.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's funny because when I interviewed Briggs, he talked about a bunch of matches that he wanted to do, and so far they've all happened. So if you guys have any matches that you want, apparently this show is good luck because he gushed about wrestling Dijak, and that's coming right up. He talked about JT Dunn, that just happened.
Yep.
He talked about Malonis, that just happened.
No kidding.
The only thing that didn't happen was I wanted him to get booked with Malonis in Canada for Alpha 1. That way he could kill like 3 birds with one stone.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Should have came more prepared with potential like opponents that we want.
Well,
I think about that. If you got one, throw it out.
I was more thinking singles.
Oh, that's fine too.
I have one fantasy match in particular that I really would love to not so much get out of the way, but I want it to happen.
Well, lay it on us.
what is it?
I want Darius Carter.
Yeah, you do.
So
You've talked about that
bad.
so many times.
We've had so many road trips,
Wow.
and I have mentioned this every single
Yeah, no,
time.
I know.
How bad I would love to wrestle Darius Carter.
It'll
Get your shit fucked up.
yeah, but those
okay.
are the
Carter's
most fun
fucking
ones
around.
where you know you're gonna get fucked.
It's a fight.
Right up.
Every
He steps in
single
there to win.
every single time.
But so do we. So I mean,
we go to wrestle. I'm the idiot that always manages to get into some kind of strike exchange with somebody.
Weird.
And I mean, I really love hitting people.
DK. It's
Among
my first day,
among-
but I
Oh
think
my
I
God.
really like strangling people.
that's amazing. We're just side note. We were at a seminar, and this kid first
Oh my
day it was a
God.
Marty the Moss seminar, and he's a really like bigger than everyone else there. Big kid.
He's a big dude.
And
He looked kind of goofy. Like when he finally dropped his line, like, "Yeah, I see that in your eyes. I'm leaving now."
Yeah, like he asked us like what we were doing here, and he literally said that like, "Well, it's my first day, but I'm pretty sure I like strangling people," and then smiled, and it was the creepiest fucking thing, but it popped everybody there. And anyways, so yeah, Darius Carter, that would be sick. If you're gonna say that, then I mean, obviously, I think it would make sense for the Maine State Posse versus the new Crusade for Change to happen, Darius Carter and the Carnies.
Oh my goodness.
I think that would
That'd
be
be
huge, and I
Absolutely.
think that
Absolutely.
potentially could happen at Limitless Wrestling. I think that would be an amazing place to host that matchup down the road. I think that'd be
Agreed.
insane.
What would you, Alexander? You got any singles matches that you?
I would love
Been dreaming
a
about?
second chance to fuck up JT Dunn. We did a whole bunch forever ago for NCW, and it's just they were the best things that I had done at that point, and I feel like want to go for it again.
That was a minute ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man.
I'd love to see that footage.
Yeah.
You think there's some out
It
there?
exists somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That JC has it.
I would love a singles match with Joey Janela. That almost
would be
happened
fun.
once for IWE at a random like South Portland show, but it didn't. And I think that would be amazing.
That'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of really only following around up here, and I had never even heard of Joey Janela before that spring break thing that he did this year.
Yeah. I still haven't watched that. I still plan on buying it and checking it out because it just seems like a really cool show.
Glacier was on it.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of cool
Fun
people
fact:
on it.
John,
really random.
Johnny has Glacier's phone number like in his phone. They like talk all the
What?
time.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's so.
he's been
rare.
on the show twice on the old show. He was on the show twice.
Glacier? That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Stuff.
Yeah, Ray Lloyd, hell of
More
a guy.
fun facts.
Hell of a guy. When we have him on the show, you can just like ask him a couple questions and then set your mics down because he'll just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. But he had great stories about Dusty and running like Florida Championship Wrestling.
Damn, that's so cool.
Oh yeah, super nice guy.
Yeah. Any other dream matchups or
Like of
just
all
matches?
time?
No, I mean just matches you want to have happen for yourself, like fantasy booking yourself.
For
Like,
us.
yeah, just single. Any other ones that you guys have?
UAFBO or
Yeah.
LAX now.
Yep.
Yep.
They
love
they were one of the first tag teams that I think I saw, thanks to Limitless Wrestling, where you could just see how well they
Work
just
together?
vibe with each other.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and I like to think that when DK and I were just getting into things, we had that kind of chemistry where we can do the same things that these guys are doing in the ring.
Yeah, or if we just stay at it and keep working our ass off, eventually we can get to that
Maybe
point.
we can
Because
be at that point.
you can't just throw two people together in a tag team or three people together in a trios and just, like I was saying about this earlier, like you have to have a special connection with those people because they're your brothers in arms. You know,
Right.
like you're going
Yeah.
on to the battlefield with them. You guys have the same goal in mind, like same agenda, and it's super important. Otherwise,
It's something
it
that
doesn't make a good
that makes
team if
the
you don't have
common bond, and there's nothing that will forge a bond like that. Is like sharing 6-hour one-way car rides to one venue.
I was just
for-
about to say, like,
Yeah.
it's not only like we have to be cohesive and get along when it comes to being in the ring. Like, those are the same guys that you're going to be doing those drives with. You know, sleeping on somebody's floor. You know, getting a hotel room.
Yeah,
like
last year when we had to actually sleep on a floor for the surprise Venway booking.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
slept on
definitely.
the kitchen floor.
You know, we are.
It's always good the day before a match, huh?
Yeah.
Stiff.
Day before a match. And
Oh
the
yeah,
night
and we had gotten
after a
in, we had
match.
gotten in at 3 a.m.
Oh my god, yeah.
that night before the Fenway show.
To wake up
So-
at 6
Because we had just gotten
Something
done
stupid like that, yeah.
an NCW show, and we had actually gone and helped put the ring back into storage and everything. So that was, you know, one trip
we
leading
went
into
out to
another
eat.
trip, and then we went out to eat as well.
Got
And
some
we
drinks.
didn't end up getting back in until about 3 a.m. And
Yeah.
we got up at like 7:30
Catch a
to
train.
catch a train to Boston so we could wrestle at Fenway Park.
And like the best part about that weekend was we weren't even originally planning on doing the Fenway thing. We were booked Friday and Saturday. We went down with that, and most of us had to work on Sunday. We found out about the Fenway Park show, and
At the show, mind you. We
At
found
Friday's
out about the
show.
show at another show.
yeah,
Yep.
and then we got offered a spot on it, kind of last minute, and we all called out of work for Sunday.
I mean, we all came
And-
down with a sickness. We're good employees of our respected jobs.
Do any of us even still have those jobs anymore?
Oh wait, that's right. Screw those
Nope.
jobs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
we totally called out of those jobs.
Totally called out. Did not care. It was the three of us and a referee. So literally four of us called out of work. And just were like, fuck it. We're staying down here an extra day to do the show. It was the first time there had been wrestling at Fenway in like 60 years or something.
It was
like
a
that.
long
It was-
time.
It
Wow.
was really cool.
They got another one that coming right up.
Coming up, and we're on that too.
We're on that.
Nice.
Yep. We are defending our NCW tag team titles against Mike Pava, the show off, and Lumberjake. And I'm not sure if you have anything going
Is
on.
it a Sunday?
It is a Sunday. You're not going?
I'll have to think about it.
It's July 23rd.
July 23rd.
I don't know.
Might be
We'll
able
be
to-
there. Me and Agro will be there at least.
See, I need a new job.
Edgar and I.
I'm just gonna
Fuck
start
you.
hooking.
Get out of here.
That's it. I'm just gonna start hooking.
Get out of my
gotta
damn
say shit like
house.
that.
So,
Yeah,
any
see,
ladies
like
out there gonna have some extra cash burning a
Ladies
hole in your
or
pocket?
gentlemen, I have no dignity or pride. I'm just reasonably priced and only available Monday through Wednesday.
You give me shit about the carpet and drapes comment.
What?
He's eager and he works hard.
Yes.
Put in that work, kid. Grinding.
So hot.
Wicked. Fucking had.
You guys got any funny road stories from traveling for 6 hours one way?
God.
Oh man.
Probably.
What?
Ever travel with anybody else that was just like the worst to ride in a car with? You don't have to say their name, just
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say his name, Greenleaf.
Nah,
The fucking referee, one of the ones that actually called out for that Fenway show. He,
Oh my god.
we went to a show one time in his car, and we all get in. Like, he picks us up, and we all get in the car, and like, he had spilt like fucking coffee or some shit in his back seat like a week ago. and it just smelled like rotten milk and just asshole, and it was
all
just,
all
makes
Limitless
sense.
Wrestling
July
fans, all Limitless Wrestling fans. This is referee Eric Greenleaf.
so promptly boo the fuck out of him because he sucks.
And then rip on him as much as possible when you see
Hashtag coffee
him.
dick or something.
hashtag you deserve.
Hashtag
But-
where do I go to take a number 3 or
Continue the story.
Oh
Continue
yeah,
the story.
I could really tell some stories about him. I'm not
We're
going
get-
to.
No,
but
okay.
I
we won't get into
I'll
it.
play nice. We
I
already,
totally
want to
get into it, but
No.
DK doesn't want to.
no?
So
We have to be
I
polite.
mean, yeah, we'll play it good. We'll play it good.
But yeah, that car was so awful.
it was
Like
gross.
so, yeah, we had those 2 shows where you got into the coffee dick mobile, and it's just fucking awful the entire way
It was
down.
really bad.
It-
So like the first night, I knew we were staying there. I traveled with somebody else. I don't. It was like, you going to the same building? Cool. I'm getting in your car because I'm about to vomit everywhere. It's not going to make it smell any worse, but I don't want
It
to.
didn't matter. Like windows down. Like it was just gross. Like there's no escaping it. Like it was just so putrid and fucking
Yep.
vile. It was
Yep.
disgusting.
And
That
of course,
whole
it was
trip.
like super sunny.
Yeah, it was
the
just
entire
July.
time. So yeah,
Yeah.
like
so
yeah.
like
hot.
it's fucking
Yeah,
hot as
just-
shit.
yeah.
It's cooking in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
just 90 degrees. So it's, like
just
us
caked
sweating
into
our
the
tits
back
off.
carpet, like
Yeah,
on the
and it's
floor.
like his mom's 98 LaBelle Sabre. So you know the AC doesn't work at all. So it's just us.
Oh, yeah, that too.
It was in a VO.
I don't
Whatever.
fucking know.
It's just some shit boxes.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I don't know
Super
cars.
grateful that we were able to take his car
Absolutely.
to the show. Appreciate
I was
that.
happy
Appreciate
about
that,
the whole
but clean your
car
fucking
thing.
car.
Yeah, it was-
the
it
next
was pretty
time,
gross.
it was not that bad because we gave him so much shit for it. So the next time it was pretty clean. Now he has a new car, and it has not smelled any time we've had to take it. So
Oh, yeah, every time we
he
get
cleaned
into
his
a car
shit
now,
up.
yeah.
But that one time, oh my god, we were so pissed.
We
Still
did-
am heated about
but the
it.
funny part was like, since we had to deal with this, we took our revenge by getting this kid the most drunk. I think what was it, drunk for the first time or second time?
Okay,
his
so
entire
he,
life.
he had given us the spiel that he had drank, but he had never been drunk. How old is he? Like 26?
Yeah, like
Something like that.
26 at the time.
He's up there. He's only a couple years younger than
Like
you
3 or
know,
4 years
us.
older than I am.
He's older than
You
Danger
youngins.
Kid, but I'm 28.
You young.
So he's like the same age as you.
Okay. So
But no,
anyway,
how does it make
anyway,
you feel?
so that was this was
Makes me feel old. Is what
this
it
was
does.
knowledge that we
Every time they talk about age, I'm like, yeah, fucking old man, lay over here.
it didn't really
Ramps.
register
Ramps.
with us how he was that age and had never really been drunk, and
we
had
fixed that.
a lot of alcohol
Oh, yeah,
that
we-
night, and
Listen, I understand his problem. Being this size, it takes a ton to get.
No,
Yeah, but
he's
Greenleaf is
but
not
he's-
your size.
You've seen
I
Greenleaf.
know.
Greenleaf
he's
is no
only
bigger than my mannequin in the
160
living
pounds.
room.
Yeah, like oh my god.
Belinda.
So basically,
his boobs aren't as nice.
the deal was now I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but now we're going
You're
to talk
talking about it. We're talking about
All right,
it.
we're talking about it. All right. So NCW, this was Ring of Thrones last year. 2 nights. We actually Friday night after the show slept in the venue.
On the floor.
Just hung out. Like the people knew about it. They were cool. They locked us in there. Like the guy left at like 11 o'clock that night. We couldn't get out until like 7 in the morning. Otherwise, the alarms were going to go off. So like we couldn't leave. We
So we
hung out there.
prepared with
You
a
can't leave.
vicious
And try not to
amount.
move around too much because there's motion sensor.
No. Nothing like that. Like it was chill.
Well, no, we couldn't leave because the alarm.
We couldn't even open the doors.
Yeah, the doors couldn't open.
So
that
Open
was
the doors,
we
the alarms
prepared-
go off, and the cops show
Yeah.
up.
Yes,
We prepared the only way we knew how, which was get a vicious amount of alcohol.
Yep.
And had like the projector that was going to be, the
show
t-
projector.
Yeah, the show projector. The
But we were
Titantron or
playing like
whatever.
90s like Raw and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like just all night. We were up for hours too.
And their goal was to get Greenleaf as hammered as possible to see how silly he would get. He got
was-
quite
Oh my God.
ridiculous.
He was also having like problems with his girl the
if
whole
I had
time,
if I
too.
had to make a comparison to what I felt Greenleaf looked like, it was like somebody had just done a bunch of crack,
yeah,
but he was
yeah.
drinking
I
alcohol.
got dark real quick, man.
and it was very
he could
weird.
not handle his
He
shit.
did not
to say the
handle his
least.
booze.
He did
but
not handle his booze very well.
by the end of the night, he passed out. We rolled him up in a one of the mats for the ring and circled him. I was the last one up, so I circled him with just beer and alcohol bottles, all like an outline, the drunken outline of "Don't fuck with us because we will get you this hammered, and you will regret waking up and existing the next
Yeah.
They
morning."
were watching wrestling
Yeah.
matches from like 1980s as well, and Greenleaf kept looking up at the projector and saying, "Is that me? The guy reffing? Is that me?" They're
Is
like,
that
"Yep,
me?"
Oh
it's
my
you."
god! I remember
Guys,
at
what happens if
one
I need to
point-
take a number 3?
at one point he was like passed out and he was like underneath the projector screen, and we were all the way on the other. This is like big ballroom. We're all the way on the other side, sitting at a table, just drinking, all shooting the shit. And Greenleaf's been passed out for like 20 minutes or so at this point. And like all of a sudden, I look over and he just like does the Undertaker sit up, straight up, just like the Undertaker. And just like it was the creepiest thing I've ever seen. Like it's dark, like we don't really have any lights on, just the projector is like illuminating the room, and it's just like, what the fuck is he doing right now? Like, and he was fucking gone, dude. And he was asking me like all kinds of crazy shit. I'm not gonna get too into it, but like the next day, we're putting the ring together and
We
everything.
thought he died.
Yeah, legit. I thought he died. He had woken up, but he like went over to the wall where he had his phone plugged in. He laid down and he ended up passing out again. But he passed out with his eyes wide the fuck open.
Yep.
Like straight up. I thought he was dead. I looked. I'm in the ring because we just got the ropes on. I'm just running around a little bit, being loud as fuck too. It's like a noisy ring, and he's just fucking laying there. He looked like he had just like, I don't know. He looked like strung out or something. Like he looked fucked.
Yep.
And I thought he was dead. And I was like waving my arm like in front of his face, like a couple inches from his eyes, like nothing. Just nothing. I'm like, guys, I think we fucking killed Greenleaf.
Which
Like,
was sad because we just laughed when you said that. We weren't concerned. We had just laughed.
yeah, they all laughed. It was bad. No, we made sure he was good. Like I smacked him, I think, and
he wasn't
kind of
dead.
jolted away. Yeah, he was just sleeping, but
No,
his
we've seen him
eyes
since.
were
It's okay,
wide
yeah,
open.
yeah.
Like they weren't kind of open. Like they were wide open. Like he looked.
It was creepy, but
Like
that's
he
what
was
you
dead.
get when you mess with us. I will make you drink your weight in tequila.
You were actually the one that cut him off.
I did.
We were trying
I
to
know.
keep going,
You
and
guys kept
guys-
going, but I knew that he was at that limit where it would just get real bad.
He never
Yeah,
threw up. though.
you can call us terrible people if you want, but we absolutely wanted him way more hammered than he already was.
Well,
and
He didn't
it
throw
was
up.
Alexander
Yeah, it's
Lee that made us stop.
Yep. Yep.
A good man.
But he still ended up hating himself the next day and falling asleep with his eyes open. So he was fine. That was a proper amount of alcohol. At least we didn't give him alcohol poisoning.
We
half
brought him
open
to the limit.
windows.
he didn't puke. You got to give it to the guy. He did not puke.
Nope. Tried to take number 3, but he didn't puke.
He did try to take number 3.
Not gonna talk about it.
We're not going to talk about what number 3 is. It was one of those scenarios where it was like, this is where the bathroom is if you need to take a number 1 or a number 2.
Yep.
And he said, but what if I have to take a number 3?
Wait, this. are saying we're not going to talk about this shit. No, we just start talking.
We'll
about
leave
this
it to
shit.
the imagination for
We'll leave it.
listeners
Make
to
your-
figure out what a number 3 is.
Make your worst assumption, and you're probably close.
So yeah,
There's
Um,
that. Yeah, there's one of her.
that's one of many road stories. He was such a character. Fucking referees.
Rest in peace, Eric Greenlee.
He's alive. He's kicking. We didn't kill him yet.
We didn't kill him.
It's not the first time we've almost killed him. I almost killed him with a brain buster.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
He'll take a bump. He doesn't care.
Yeah,
He's a good sport.
What,
At the end of the
any
day.
stories about meeting some wrestlers from out of town? You know, bigger names coming in,
And
and I don't know, being cool or being shitty, or
There's a lot of like
there's been a
super cool guy. David Starr is really cool.
David Starr is one of my
David Starr
favorite
is
people.
a very, very cool human being. There's so many like, and in varying degrees of like, as far as like being a name goes and stuff like that. Just I don't know. I've met some of like my favorite people through wrestling,
Absolutely.
and I'm just constantly making new friends. And I feel like every time I go into a locker room now, like I'm gonna see a couple people that I know, or like I'm gonna know everybody. It's just like it's really cool. You can go months without seeing somebody, but
I think my Facebook page, I said I've gained like 100 new friends so far since like February. It's like,
oh my god, yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're all wrestlers.
I get
Yeah,
ads
it's a
all the
communica-
time from fans.
That's definitely been
Wrestlers.
one constant thing since we got into wrestling is we're constantly meeting new people either via social media or at shows. Like,
one of my favorite
there's,
parts.
there's never enough people that you can meet.
As far as crazy stories, I'd have to say the craziest people that I've met are legends of yesteryear. I guess I'll word it.
Yeah.
How can I do this story without spelling who it is? There's a select few who know about it. I was a trip. This is super earlier on. I think I was like 19, 20.
That's way before our time.
Yeah, way before you guys were. If I was 20, you guys were like 12. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's my first big tour up north with a certain legend of yesteryear, and he had a great southern accent, and the man could just put away beer to him, just like 30 rack after 30 rack after 30 rack, and I am not using hyperbole. Like he
Like
would be
multiple 30
He
racks,
yeah, in a
sure.
night, like he would be one before the show. Oh, baby, I'm out of beer. I need to go get another 30 rack. Gonna go get another 30 rack, and he would. You get another 30 rack. 30 rack killed throughout the show, and then the after party at the hotels, where it was just kind of like, oh my god, I can't believe we're partying with this guy. So he would put another 30 rack to himself.
I think your accent hit it pretty dead on. We
Oh,
know
yeah?
who you're talking about.
Oh yeah, it's pretty inconspicuous.
Not everybody though. Not everybody's
everybody.
gonna know. But
So this certain gentleman, like there was, a couple of day like tour kind of idea, and we were all staying at this hotel up north, and the legend of yesteryear goes missing the next day. I had not partaken at that part of my life. I was straight edge, and I was a fucking asshole, piece of shit to be around because I, didn't drink or smoke or have sex.
Johnny used to be like that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It
Hated his
sucks.
guts that-
Kids, if you're listening out there, don't be straight edge. It's fucking terrible. Just be responsible.
yeah, just don't be a dick
Yeah, don't be a dick.
and be
Minor
nice to
Threat's
people.
not that good of a band. Anyways, I digress.
Oh, you went there.
I digress.
But I mean, if you are,
So
straight
I
edge,
wasn't
it's cool.
partaking in any of this. I was just kind of observing and be like, "Oh, look at all those assholes! All my life decisions are right me." So I went and slept out in my truck to get away from all the people doing all the bad things. And come to the next morning, I walk to the Circle K or whatever it is, the gas station. I go get a coffee, the newspaper, and I'm walking back to the hotel, and the promoter, who has also been drinking super heavily and doing whatever else they were doing, he goes, "We can't find da." I'm like, "What? He's not in his room?" So we finally get into his room. No, he's not. The rat from the night before was there, but
Classic.
he was nowhere to be found. We go down to all the other halls. We had gotten about 4 or 5 rooms. Not in any of the rooms. Not in any of the rooms that were open. The people at the front desk were very nice to let us into all these places. So I'm just kind of like, F this, I'm going to go. I'm surprised I just censored myself there. I've been swearing up and down. I'm going to read my newspaper. I'm going to enjoy my coffee. It's not my concern. I'm walking around the building, and there's some shrubbery, some very nice, tactful shrubbery on the side of this hotel. And I see two stark white legs just sticking out, just two big calves and sticking out of the legs. Like, oh, please be alive. I don't want to be the one to find you dead. It's gonna be a really sad first meeting.
Was he in half a jumpsuit?
Like he was stark naked in the bushes, and I woke him up, told him where he was, and handed him my newspaper so he could cover up and walk back into the hotel. And that was the second day I'd ever met this individual. Yeah, that was a lot of my associations with the stars of yesteryear have gone like that. Like the first time I meet them, I was like, well, that was the strangest thing I've ever had happen in my life.
Oh, this makes that question I asked you earlier so much more like meaningful now that I know this story.
There's been some interesting like legends. There was another one. Okay, I guess I won't name names, but we used to have we run shows for IWE at Cityside in Brewer, Maine, and the locker room is like, it's just kind of like this long storage unit essentially, and on one end is the kitchen of the restaurant, and on the other end is the back door going out to the dumpster and just the back alley and shit. Yeah, I'm not gonna name this, but so we used to have this whole long stretch to call our matches and change, and had all this space to move around. It was really nice. And so we had a special guest for the set of shows, and basically after his match, which was pretty early on in the show, so that he could be out for intermission, selling his gimmicks and whatnot, he got pretty drunk pretty quick.
Pretty drunk is a nice way of saying it.
He wandered back into the kitchen area, and he found himself an industrial-sized bag of potato chips and decided that they were his now. So he took the whole bag, popped them open, walked around the rest of the night eating them, and just being very drunk. Very drunk. Took the bag of chips out to the bar, was walking around, talking to fans, had him at his table.
It wasn't subtle at all.
But he didn't care. Did not care at all. And needless to say, our locker room got cut in half.
Oh, yeah.
We can no longer use the entire area like we could before.
They had it locked up with chains at one point for a while.
So there's doors kind of cut in half, and now we are restricted to
just a tiny little hallway. And drunk is not the appropriate word.
Gone.
I would say
messed up.
No, soaked to every molecule of his being in a fine rye kind of deal. One of those. Yeah. That amount of drunk. Just. Yeah.
Funny as
he was soaking up the night with that industrial-sized bag of potato chips, and it was not doing him any services whatsoever.
He ended up giving us a 30-minute pep talk at the
show,
yeah,
that was wonderful.
And it was just one of those instances where everybody starts looking at each other okay, we know he's drunk and he's just rambling now.
When do we just all walk away?
Nope.
Who tells?
He's stolen chips and he's causing a ruckus.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
It was cool until it was like that drunk uncle giving you the awkward pep talk at the family reunion.
So you try to sit there and soak up vet knowledge, but when it's a different story when there's alcohol, that much alcohol involved. Yeah. So it is what it is.
Hey, guys, what about that time that we found Jesus?
Maybe we won't go there.
No,
why not?
Maybe
we
I
found
don't know.
Jesus.
Do we have time?
I don't know.
Do we got time? Do we got time to talk about Jesus?
It's not like a dirty story.
Do we have a minute for the Lord, Mr. Harmon?
Do you have a minute to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Well, all right.
You want to tell it?
Yeah.
So we'll
throw it on here. Johnny can cut it if he thinks it's too big.
It's not even that bad.
No, it's not that. So we.
It's just something stupid that we would do.
It's just us being rapscallions.
We had a weekend of shows, and the first night was at RWA in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And so did that show, lots of good times. Ended up going out with a couple of the wrestlers to a local bar in Providence, and we had a couple drinks, listened to some people
sing karaoke, all good times.
I think it was
But,
more people watching than anything.
Yeah, but we were in Salisbury, Mass, the next night, so we had ended up booking a hotel in Boston. So
I only know one thing in Salisbury, so
Salisbury.
Probably more than us.
Yeah, we didn't really
Yeah, I don't know.
but
It was, we've only been there the one time.
yeah. So anyway, we left Providence and we made it to Boston, and we had a couple drinks at the bar and decided that we wanted to have a few more drinks once we got back to the hotel, and we had stopped at the New Hampshire State Liquor Store on our way out of Maine.
As
So
is tradition.
we all
Yeah.
had a hefty amount of liquor once we were at the hotel, so we proceeded to all fill up McDonald's style cups, and
Yep.
we just got to drinking, and Danger Kid and Lee over here really wanted to go for a walk, but we weren't actually right in Boston. We were staying at a hotel that was right
the harbor.
outside of Boston, so there
Round
was
the harbor.
nothing around other than
Talking
water
about-
and highway. Like when you
Yeah.
would go outside, it was the highway. So there
Yeah.
was a sidewalk, but it was like highway sidewalk. And they I
went for a
was not
hike.
on board with it at all.
I was just
I
too
was
bad.
like, guys, there's nothing
you
around.
can take
like,
the
where
Maine
the hell are we
kids
gonna
out
go?
of Maine, but you can't take the Mainers out of.
So they
kids.
still wanted to go somewhere, and then
true.
it turns out right off this highway on top of a hill, there was like a 30-foot tall cross,
lit up.
Like illuminated,
like illuminated cross,
like huge.
just like on top of this hill, and they were like, "Let's go there."
Let's go find Jesus, guys.
We just
Let's go
started
for a hike.
walking.
So we started walking and said we were going to go find Jesus at this cross at the top of this hill.
Mind you, it's like
off
2
the
in the
highway.
morning.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m, and
It
it's
is
not
2
like
a.m.
there's no path. We made our own path.
Yeah, we just
path.
walked up
we
a
just
hill through a
hiked
bunch
up.
of
We
trees.
hiked up this giant hill. Again, you can take the Maine kids out of Maine, but you can't take the Mainers out of the kids.
God damn it.
God damn it. We're gonna find some rhubarb to piss on that night.
Long story short, though, we were very much in the bag, and we found Jesus.
We
And
may
then we made Jesus a part of MSP.
we may or may not have made Jesus or that iconography of or a certain icon of Jesus an unofficial member of the MSP.
There may or may not be a
May-
Maine State Posse sticker
may or
on
may
that
not be.
religious monument right now.
So if you're ever on the outskirts of Boston, you happen to see this cross, odds are, if nobody has taken it down, there is
was
a
a
Maine
very
State
much
Posse
dilapidated
sticker on this 30-foot cross.
There's actually Maine
But
State
that
Posse
wasn't the
stickers.
weirdest part of that. When we finally got up to the clearing, you know what the weirdest part was? Was that weird folded out chair with the rape tarp.
Yeah, it was at the
just
top of
laying
this
there.
hill, and there was a blanket there too, wasn't
No,
there?
it
Or
was a
tarp?
blue tarp. It was a
Tarp,
blue
okay,
tarp
yep.
laid down with rocks, and then a chair for viewing. What they were viewing on that tarp, I have no
mean,
idea.
the view-
I'm
the
glad
view was
nobody
pretty
around.
I'm not
cool.
talking
It was a
about
cool
the cool view from the hill. I was talking about whatever that chair was angled at that tarp was viewing in that weird dilapidated tarp. That was like it was some Bukowski.
We walked
shit.
up on some shit, but
Yeah.
we just don't know the context of it.
I'm glad we
basically.
don't
Nobody
know the
else was
context.
there, so-
I'm just glad
I
we
had
found
some
Jesus.
questions.
We were either too early or too late.
But like, yeah, there's
It
definitely
smelled like it was too late.
there is Maine State Posse stickers, goddamn, all over New England.
God damn it. We
You
take it
find
over.
them, take a picture, send them.
You-
we'll give you some
Put it on
free
our
shit.
Instagram.
I
Never
don't
know
shit.
if
There's
you'll
a
walk
lot of
into
them.
any random gas station and see a Maine State Posse sticker.
Yes.
or just around Bangor
It's
or
likely.
Portland.
Just don't sue us.
They're everywhere.
Providence has them.
Providence has them too. Yeah,
Did you throw a couple at Geno's?
probably.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I can only imagine.
They're everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
That's part
no,
of it.
Geno's has one on the mirror in the men's room.
Yep.
And the ladies' room.
Yeah, as does like any of those
How'd that
bands,
happen?
man. I don't know. Some crazed fans.
Oh, cool.
They buy stick because we can't, control what they do.
It's true. Aggro just peeing for the second or third time in this podcast.
You've got like a bladder of a small child.
He's
Smaller
the
than your
worst.
children.
Always having to stop and piss. So yeah, I mean,
Or there's that time that I stole the car on the way back from
I stopped, take a
Calais.
piss, and then he hopped in the car and drove away with the lights off and left us on the side of the road.
Yeah, my
Middle of the
debut
night.
for VCW. You can say what that means because I totally know what it means. I'm just testing to see if you do.
Victory Championship Wrestling.
Victory Championship Wrestling. Yep, my debut.
Trying to
for
put me
them.
on the spot.
A little bit.
Get out of here.
You can't trip him up.
I know my shit.
It was one of my
Wasn't
first-
for me. We wouldn't know what any of our dates were.
Yeah,
Both of
it's true.
y'all.
I got it written down in my phone, sir.
Because
a
I
nice
fucking sent them
spreadsheet
to you.
You have a spreadsheet? I do. Nice little spreadsheet.
That's fucking fancy.
Yeah, I can get fancy. Back to my ridiculous story. Is first time in Calais, first time for VCW, first time really with traveling with our MSP crew, and it's kind of like one of my first matches back from me being a pouty bitch about life. And we get to Calais, there's really nothing going on except for this bar that is amazingly named
Skywalkers?
Yeah, Skywalkers.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited
Machias,
as a
too, not
giant.
Calais. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, Machias. Thank
Yeah.
you. I don't know these towns. I only live in the state.
They're like pretty much the same, I think.
No, Calais is way better.
Listen, every time I drive through the state, I always see a new town.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or a
So we're
town
in
named
Machias.
after another part of the country
Right.
or world. I mean, Maine's got to be the only state where you can travel around and hit everywhere in the world in the same state. You
I think
can
we
go
did it
know,
on
right?
purpose. But yeah, it'd still be nowhere.
Yeah, yeah. You can
So we're-
travel 6 hours in one direction and still be in the same state.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Texas is the only other one that I've been to that's like that, but Texas is insane. It's just a giant grid. You can drive for a literal day and not get across Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were in Machias.
Sorry.
I was in Machias for the first time, for VCW the first time, one of my first matches back. Me and Agro find this amazing bar, or so we thought was amazing, called Skywalkers.
Skywalkers.
Has a huge fan of Star Wars. Like, I have to go. I have to see if they have an R2-D2 shot. And if they don't, I'm going to rage. And
Did they?
they did not.
They didn't.
They looked at me
Bullshit.
like I had three heads when I asked.
What?
It,
We
it
just
was one
drank
of those
tequila.
situations where Agro and I walk into the bar, and if there was a jukebox playing, they would have stopped. Like, you know, somebody would
Record
hit
scratch.
it. Yeah, and then everybody would have just looked at us. And they definitely all eyed us up and down like, y'all aren't from around here.
What
I was
fuck
the only
doing?
black guy in that bar.
You were, yeah, you were. And you were breaking down the ring like a good boy.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Yeah. I was being the bad influence on Agro. I was like, well, just go to the bar instead. Nah.
I wanted
So-
to know if there was a Skywalker.
Yeah.
or
There
an
was no
R2D2
Star
shot,
Wars
too.
referenced drinks at all. I asked one of the bartenders, says, hey, is there an R2D2 shot? And she's like, what? And I'm like, all right, I'll take 2 Washington apples, thank you, and goodbye. We pay for our drinks, and we made a quick turnabout out of there because it was very uncomfortable. Is just getting the wrong kind of looks from the men's. Agro was getting all the right kind of looks from the ladies, which was fueling the wrong kind of looks from the men's. As we're walking out, slapped one of the bouncers on the ass and was like, good game, and ran out of there. Ran back to the venue, and that just started down a road of debauchery that ended with, on our way back through the lovely Route 9, gotta take a piss, because Agro's always got to take a piss.
Yep.
So there's
I pee
Agro,
a lot, man.
there's Calvin, Strange,
Classic.
classic.
Calvin Michael Strange. God damn it.
God damn it, Calvin Strange was with us, and DK, all out in the road, yadding a piss. And I get
Completely
the great...
empty road, by the way.
Yeah,
Like
pitch
no,
black.
no, not even streetlights.
Nope, no streetlights. This is Route 9. This is blueberry territory. We're probably pissed on somebody's property, ruining their property value.
Sounds right.
So I got the grad. He's like, I got to steal this car. And this is the first time that I've really met Calvin Strange.
It was his car, too.
I knew
was
I knew
his car.
I knew of him from some of his bands before, but that's really it. And he had asked me forever ago, hey, I was thinking about going to train with Lance Storm. Do you think it's a good idea? I know that you're in wrestling. He's like, yeah, go do that. Don't train.
And he did.
Yeah,
So
and he
ma-
did. He
mad
went.
props to him.
Yeah.
That's why
So-
he
but that was
travels
like
with us.
years before this first, like, hey, we're now both in the same business. So it's, you know, we're traveling together. So first time I ever do that, I steal his car and just drive down the road. No lights, no nothing, cackling the whole way. I eventually realized how stupid I'm being because I made a turn. I'm like, hey, oh, shit. I
We're all
don't even
just
know
back
where the
there
lights
with our
are.
fucking
with their
dicks in
literally
their
the dicks
hands.
in their hands in the dark in
And he,
blueberry
like,
territory.
Like, it got to the point where like he got like 100 yards away, and we're like, he's gonna turn back.
Nope.
And then he
And
got
he
farther
didn't.
and farther away, and he wasn't seemingly braking at all.
So I finally stopped. I do hear them run up.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't back up.
Oh, we
No, I
ran
didn't.
back.
we
Oh,
had
yeah.
to, we had to
You
catch
chase him
him.
down?
I
We
am
had to
such
catch
an
him.
asshole.
Wow.
I am the devil on here to do the devil's work most of the time when I get an idea in my head.
It's a good thing you found wrestling.
Yeah, no, it's exactly. I
We
would
need
be
it.
in jail
If
for
you haven't-
many years if I had not found wrestling as an
Yeah.
avenue for all of my delinquency.
If you haven't figured it out by now.
Yeah, if
we
you haven't
kinda
found out,
need
I'm
this.
a punk ass motherfucker.
It's pretty much that.
Yeah.
There's tons of road stories. I hope that kind of covered it for you.
I think so.
Those were pretty decent.
We've got a pretty good chunk of.
Time here.
Yeah. So the other night I was telling my girlfriend about this. Right. She's like, "Well, what are you going to talk about?" I'm like, "Oh, we're going to talk about how they started." And this was like midnight or so, and I started falling asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Yeah." Then we're going to talk about, and I'd fallen asleep, and I was still talking. And I said, "We're going to talk about Agro's dog and how tired he is." And I kind of wake up again. She's like, "What did you just say?"
That's amazing.
And I'm like,
Can we talk about
what?
that?
Agra, how tired are your pugs?
Well, they are pugs and they snore 24/7, so
I'm
it
like-
would
She's
appear.
like, "What did you just say?" I go, "I don't know. What did I just say?" She's like, "I think you fell asleep. You said you were going to talk about how the Maine State Posse started and then how tired Agro's dogs are."
I mean, they are
I'm like-
little pugs.
I'm like, I don't
so-
even know if he has dogs.
He does.
I have 2 pugs, and pugs are known for having the pushed-in noses, so they snore 24/7 even when they're awake. So
they're in a
you
constant
could
state of
pose
sleep
the,
apnea.
They are the most
question,
tired dog.
They're most,
Why
they
are
live with
Agro's dogs
sleep
so
apnea at all times.
tired? They're always snoring, so they appear
I have
tired
You know what?
all the time.
I'm really glad we took the time to cover this.
Agro, I have a question. Do your little tiny pugs have little tiny CPACs for their sleep apnea?
No,
They
the
probably should.
masks won't fit their smushed-in face.
Well, you
Oh,
make
man.
them. Do it yourself. That's what
Special
we're all
order that
about.
stuff.
Make your dog some little CPAC
DIY.
masks. We'll
Or
have so
die.
much more energy. And then you can sell it on
That's just
Etsy.
pugs with energy. Great.
Aren't you guys so happy we didn't do this podcast by the campfire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
While it's downpouring.
Yeah.
We'd drown
Yeah.
by now.
It was a good idea.
Which will happen eventually.
Yeah.
We'll get around to.
Either way.
But
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
got Maine State Posse Facebook page, Alexander Lee, Danger Kid, and Aiden Agro Facebook pages, respectively. Me and Agro on Instagram. We're all on Twitter. Just go ahead and find us and follow us and keep up to date what's going on, because there's a lot going on with us. You know, we talked about it a little bit here on the podcast, but you know, there's always new stuff being added to our agenda and our schedule. So find us on social media and keep up to date.
yeah, my social media at he is aggro.
My social media is Facebook, Laser Death Cannon Alexander Lee.
God damn.
Yeah, man, that's not too long.
I don't even want to say mine. Mine is just at I am the Danger Kid. Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Thanks
Lots
for
of
having
fun.
me up here.
Oh, thanks for taking
Thanks
the
for
trip
coming
up
up
to
here.
There you have it, Maine State Posse. I don't even want to say interview. It was more of like a kind of table for 3 kind of a thing. You kind of
I tried. I probably talked too much for a table for 3, but
I don't know, man. I thought you did great. I mean, there were times you kind of kept it going, and it needed a little poke, and you were there for that. So that was great. But it was cool. It wasn't so much an interview, more of just like a fun conversation between 3 dudes who know each other very well and have traveled together, and they're just kicking ass. They're kicking ass all over the state of Maine, all over New England, and they're gonna go kick ass out in New York. So for Wrestlers Laboratory. So yeah,
and everybody can make fun of my Greenleaf now.
yes, yeah, yeah, man, hell of a job. I enjoyed listening to it. I enjoyed working on it, and I'm just gonna have you do the interviews from now on. So that's
Fine.
All right.
But I want to say thank you to the boys again for having me up there and being so open to being on the show. It was a good time. Good
Absolutely.
time.
Absolutely. We are huge Maine State Posse fans, so it was a delight to have them on the show, and definitely a pleasure. So let's see, Harmon, where are you at on social media?
I'm at Harmon316. And apparently I've been using my Instagram more. So it's, Bub Harmon on Instagram?
It sure is. Yep. There it is. I am at Johnny Fashion. And you can find the show's Twitter at Main Event Pod. You guys can find us on Instagram at Main Event Pod and on Facebook, facebook.com/Main Event Pod. And you guys can listen to us on Podbean and Apple Podcasts or iTunes or whatever. And again, I guess we'll mention it again. We'll get more mentioning this regularly, I guess. But yeah, give us a review. Hell, you're listening to the podcast. Give us a 5-star review if you want, or 4-star if we don't deserve a 5-star. Don't lie. Just give us a review. Give us a nice little review, a rating on iTunes. It helps. It helps the show get noticed more and more. So please do so if you are so inclined. Hell, man, I think it's about it, right? I want to give maybe a quick shout out, a quick thank you to Follow the Fox, as always. They do our intro and outro music, and you guys can follow them at followthefoxband.com. They're on Facebook, facebook.com/followthefoxband, and they're just a great little band out in Colorado with some fun Maine ties, some Maine roots. So yeah, that's about it.
Good folks.
Good folks. Harmon, thank you again for busting your ass and driving to Bangor and doing the interview.
And not getting a ticket. Good job with me.
Not getting a ticket, not hitting a moose, stuff like that. The endangers of driving the main highway. So, yeah, good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining me like always, and thanks for listening to the show. Catch you later.
Bye.
Talking about wrestling from the day in the past. It's gonna be a blast. Johnny and Harmon are the main event podcast.